Gather round for a briefing. Roxcart is a vast superstore.
Gather round for a briefing.
It can.
G'day guys and welcome back to Raging Rhino. Alright, it's time for episode 2 of Loki. Now, of course, we all know that episode 1 didn't really get received all that well. I personally didn't like it. I don't like what they've done with the Timekeepers, and I don't like what they've done with this series. I don't really understand it, and maybe at the end of it we might get a little bit of clarity, but they definitely have changed a few things in regards to the past and everything that we've seen before. Now, if you did want to learn a little bit more about the Timekeepers, I did just drop a video. It's only a very quick 2.5 minute video about the Timekeepers, and it's all from the Marvel Encyclopedia. So you've got some information there in regards to what they did and their powers and all of that sort of thing. So you can go and check that out on my channel. But other than that, like last week, I will be doing my reactions, my live reactions for you, and then giving you my review at the very end. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Variant we're hunting is you.
One episode in, we get a catch up. Just goes to show how much interest there is out there.
It's me. Do I get a weapon? Yeah. I'll have my magic weapon. No one concerned about that.
Of what?
An audience with the Timekeepers is on the table.
Keep that focus.
Notice he didn't say yes, he just said keep that focus.
We're running out of time, Mobius.
Hold it. Just give him a chance.
Yeah, shut the
You
fuck up,
remind me of
bitch. There's so many moments in this that I think are supposed to be funny and they're just not.
Hi. Hello.
Like, I bet this scene's supposed to be funny.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm on some important
Ha
business.
ha
Follow up to it.
ha.
Nexus events happen when someone does something they're not supposed to do, right?
Well, it's a little more complicated.
Like what Wanda did?
And then that thing, you don't trust me, you can trust one thing. I love to be right.
Okay. The one thing that I will give the show credit for, and it's Tom Hiddleston. Like, he definitely is Loki. He makes the character. I wouldn't necessarily say that it makes up for the boringness of the show or even this episode. I mean, we've definitely got to move forward. We're only got 2 episodes in, but this episode, it hasn't been too bad. It's tried to explain what they're trying to do a little bit more, and it does lend a little bit more clarity to it, but it's still a bit meh at the moment because it definitely undoes what we've seen before. So they're going to go to Pompeii.
You're very clever.
I know.
The variant left something behind at an old crime scene. A cathedral, a candy box.
I have to go back for a sec. Did you guys catch that?
Actually, I know one good.
Okay.
Is truly good.
I'm going to replay.
See, I know something children don't.
I'm going to replay this bit. Now, from the back, he starts talking. This is overlapped. He's not actually saying what he's saying in this scene, so just give this a watch. I just noticed.
What's that?
But no one bad is ever truly bad. And no one good is ever truly good.
He's still talking there. His head's moving.
Scared little boy.
Anyway,
Yes, it was quite patronising. I thought it was a bit too far, actually.
changing the script halfway through, maybe?
Yeah. Gentleman's bet? Yeah, let's play for pride. Okay, may the best man win. Go.
Play for pride.
Anything?
May the best man win.
It's not the climate disaster of 24.
Gather round for a briefing. Roxcart is a vast superstore.
Gather round for a briefing.
It consists of a series.
Alright, so I would say that all in all, that was not too bad of an episode. Again, in isolation, I still don't like what they've done with the Timekeepers and the timeline. This should have been happening during Endgame, as far as I'm concerned. There should have been massive offshoots going all over the place. So that, to me, that's still something that they need to clear up. You know, Loki even asked that question, so that gets rid of free will. And Mobius is a bit like, yeah, it kind of is. So, like, that is still a thing that they need to explain in a better way. Tom Hiddleston's doing a great job, I think. Owen Wilson's doing a good job too. There was two things that I kind of really didn't like with this episode. The first thing is it was just a bit of a boring episode. There was a lot of dialogue that took place and it explained a lot. And of course, in the way that Loki found Lady Loki, it kind of helped explain how the timeline sort of works, which makes sense. But then when you bring it back to what we've seen before, it takes everything away from that. They should have been after the Avengers when they were meddling in the timeline. I think this was a good introduction for Lady Loki. They did a really good job, dropped a bomb on the timeline, and of course we've got offshoots going everywhere now because of Lady Loki. There wasn't really too much more than that in this episode. There was a lot of Mobius and Loki talking about the timeline and trying to track down this Lady Loki. Now, of course, Loki thinks that it's just a variant of him, Loki, and doesn't realize that it's Lady Loki, but of course we all know that. So, all in all, I didn't mind this episode. It was definitely better than the last episode because it did give us that explanation, but a lot is still taken away from everything that we've seen and everything going forward. Because if everything going forward is the way that the Timekeepers want it to be, now, of course, they're creating this offshoot now, so the multiverse is now essentially officially open. There are variants everywhere. So we'll see where this takes us. I mean, I don't really know the purpose of what's going on, and I don't really know the purpose of why Morbius would leave Loki around. Now, yes, Loki was the one that figured out where Lady Loki was, but he is still a big enough threat, and he says it in this, you've literally stabbed people in the back at least 50 times. It's the way Loki is, so why would you even trust him? Why would you even bring him in? But again, they're trying to tell their story. So again, we'll see where this goes. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below if you watched the episode. If you didn't watch the episode, like I said, there's not really much to this. A lot of time is spent at the TVA. There is an opening scene that was pretty cool. And the agent that Lady Loki took at the beginning of the episode apparently has revealed to Lady Loki how to get to the Timekeepers. So this must be a part of that elaborate plan to create these massive offshoots. I mean, again, who knows where this is going to go. But please let me know what you all think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week for episode 3. Later, guys.